New here at 5, CMPD finally giving some insight into what is behind those long waits for some people on its 911 line. You might remember that for a month now we've been talking about these concerns from some callers over how long it takes to speak with somebody on 911 after calling for help.
The department previously said it wasn't aware of any of the widespread problems with emergency response times, but we've heard from you. And some of you have dealt with this problem. WCNC Charlotte's Jesse Pierre is live in Southeast Charlotte. Jesse, you've learned this comes down to staffing.
So I called 911 to get contact to the police and expected that they would pick right up, but it took somewhere around 5 minutes before I actually was able to talk to a live person.
For this year, there have been 966,000 calls to 911 in the area. CMPD says that is nearly 12,000 calls more than 2021, with 2.3% fewer call takers, which means more people are waiting longer to connect to an operator.
When you're having an emergency like that, seconds matter. And you can't be put on hold with a voice recording.
From November 2021 to October of 2022, CMPD reports it received about 977,000 calls. Of those, 60% were answered in 10 seconds or less. The industry's standard goal is to answer 90% of calls in 10 seconds or less.
County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
The agency says it is focused on recruiting and retaining staff. However, CMPD is asking for the public's help to lessen the volume. First thing is knowing who to call when.
Anyone in an emergency situation, whether it's medical, fire, or any kind of law enforcement involvement is needed, need to call into 911.
For non-emergencies that deal with city or county issues, there's 311. Now, if you are calling 911, another way to help them, listen to what the operator is asking of you.
They're going to ask you questions such as your location, who the person is, where the person is, if there are any weapons involved. Those questions are very important to be answered so we can get the police officers out there and they can respond appropriately.
And so we did obviously have some problems with Jesse's signal there, so we apologize for that. Here's what Jesse would like to share regarding this story as well. In addition to the staffing shortages, CMPD is reporting getting a lot more emergency calls than in prior years. CMPD says that it is short about 20 call takers, and so they are obviously trying to hire more folks for that. They're offering hiring bonuses, they are hosting job fairs, and they are trying to make improvements to the position to try to make it more attractive.